Today's news featuring Trump gets schooled, campaign in Iowa by Desantis, North Carolina abortion bill vetoed, Zelensky meeting with Pope and much more interesting news. Welcome to this news edition of News Tidbits. Zelensky met with Pope Francis at the Vatican for the first time since Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. Pope Francis expressed solidarity with Ukrainians and called for an end to the war, but his role as a mediator may be limited by his strained relations with Russian President Vladimir Putin and Patriarch Kirill of the Russian Orthodox Church. Ukrainian also met President Volodymyr Zelensky met with Italian President Sergio Mattarella and Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni in Rome on Saturday, seeking military and humanitarian aid from Italy. Zelensky may visit Berlin on Sunday to meet with German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, who announced a $3 billion military aid package for Ukraine on Saturday. Former President Donald Trump is about to get schooled by New York State Supreme Court Justice Juan Merchan. Merchan ordered Trump to appear remotely at a May 23 hearing regarding an order that bans him from using evidence to attack witnesses in his criminal trial. The former president pleaded not guilty after being charged last month with 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. Merchan essentially directing defendant Trump to sit his butt down and be schooled on the prohibitions that he put in place to control Trump's dangerousness. Trump's attorneys have requested that his criminal trial be moved from New York to a federal court, arguing that the case involves important federal questions. A family in Hopewell Township, NJ, found a mysterious black rock in their home that had damaged the ceiling and floor. They suspected it was a meteorite and contacted the police for help. The College of New Jersey physics professor Nate McGee confirmed the object was a stony chondrite meteorite, one of a very small number of similar witnessed chondrite falls known to science. The meteorite is estimated to be 4.56 billion years old. The family told WPVI they plan to keep the rare space rock in a safe and undisclosed location. Police said the incident could be related to a weeks-long meteor shower called Eta Aquariids. The governor of North Carolina vetoed GOP-led legislation that would put a 12-week limit on most abortions in the state. Republican lawmakers plan to launch an override motion to push the abortion restrictions through without the governor's assent. Democrats unsuccessfully attempted several parliamentary maneuvers to get the measure sent back to committee, and all 20 members of the chamber's Democratic caucus spoke on the floor about the bill. The governor vetoed the bill on Saturday in a public rally outside the North Carolina Legislative Building and urged people to contact their legislators to sustain his veto. The former president and the Florida governor are both visiting Iowa on Saturday, signaling their potential 2024 ambitions and rivalry. The governor has dodged Trump's attacks and questions about his controversies, while a super PAC aligned with him has criticized Trump's record and performance. Former President Trump canceled an evening rally in Des Moines, Iowa, with just hours to spare Saturday, nixing what would have been a closely watched indicator of his strength in the state that will hold the nation's first presidential primary contest in 2024. Unfortunately, due to the tornado warnings in Des Moines, we are forced to cancel today's outdoor rally at the Lauridsen Amphitheater, Trump posted on Truth Social. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis spoke at a fundraiser in Sioux Center, Iowa on May 13, 2023. He emphasized the importance of winning in 2024 and touting his commanding re-election win and down-ballot Florida victories in 2022. DeSantis is expected to jump into the presidential race imminently. Never Back Down PAC, the main outside spending organizing boosting his candidacy, parked a branded bus outside the Sioux Center event and coordinated the rollout of about 36 legislative endorsements. According to a March Des Moines Register Iowa poll, DeSantis was viewed favorably by 74% of Iowa Republicans and unfavorably by 6%. Another 20% were not sure. Papua New Guinea Foreign Minister Justin Tkachenko said he was resigning as minister on Friday amid a controversy over the cost and size of the country's delegation to the coronation of King Charles III in London. He remains in parliament. Tkachenko's daughter, who accompanied him on the trip, has become a focal point for anger after posting a TikTok video discussing luxury shopping before boarding a flight in Singapore. Tkachenko apologized for calling people criticizing his daughter on social media primitive animals. Tkachenko said he wanted to ensure the recent events do not interfere with the official visits and summits with U.S. President Joe Biden and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on May 22. He said Biden would sign a defense pact with Papua New Guinea. The American restaurant industry is preparing for Mother's Day, which is expected to be one of the busiest days of the year. However, it is also known as one of the most challenging days for restaurants due to big groups, food-fussy kids and grandmas, splitting the check dramas and coffee cup lingerers. This year is expected to be particularly challenging as high inflation and rising menu prices give some restaurant-goers an extra sense of entitlement. The National Retail Federation forecasts that Mother's Day spending will reach $35.7 billion this year, with a record $5.6 billion alone spent on a meal or outing, up 6% from last year. A tornado caused extensive damage to Laguna Heights, Texas, a community near Laguna Vista on Highway 100, around 4 a.m. on Saturday. One person was killed and 10 others were injured. Multiple structures were destroyed and power lines were downed. The Port Isabel Event Center is open for shelter. The area is under a flood watch until Sunday afternoon due to heavy rainfall and thunderstorms. Drivers on Highway 100 will be rerouted onto Highway 48. An Arby's employee was found dead in the restaurant's walk-in freezer in Louisiana. The victim was a female employee of the restaurant. The police department is investigating the death and an autopsy will be performed to determine the cause of death. Foul play is not suspected and so far, the death appears to be an accident. The case remained under investigation as of May 13, 2023.
Thank you for watching. Please support our efforts by liking and sharing the videos. Don't forget to subscribe to get our regular updates.